everyone, I'm Cathy Babao, and I'm a grief coach, a journalist, and a mother of two adult children. We're entering our third week of quarantine. It's officially day 20 as I record this. I'm sure, just like me, you are experiencing a lot of grief over what has been happening, right? We have experienced so many losses, loss of jobs, loss of contact in a way with the people who are near and dear to us. We don't get to see them. There's a lot of isolation that is happening right now. There is a loss of communication, and generally, it's the uncertainty that surrounds us that is making us feel this grief that we have inside. It's also grief that we feel from, what we read, what we hear on social media, on radio, on television. There's just a lot of grief all around. Now, the important thing that you need to remember about grief results in a loss, right? And that loss, of course, is not always due to death. There are many different types of losses. And in order to move forward, we have to mourn those losses properly. Now, a brief note: what is the difference between grieving and mourning, or grief and mourning? Imagine a glass of water. Uh, the water inside are your feelings, your anger, your sadness, your anxiety, your fears. The glass, let's call the glass grief. What is mourning? Mourning is the pouring out of all those feelings that you have inside. It's not good to keep water stagnant in a glass or a bucket. So it's essential to our well-being and to our mental health that we pour out those feelings or find a creative or a healthy outlet in order for us to pour out whatever negative feelings that we have. So according to one of my mentors, Dr. Alan Wolfeld, there are 6 needs of mourning. Okay? 6 needs of mourning so that we can move forward with our life. Okay, so the first need is, of course, we need to acknowledge the reality that we are in the situation that we are now. And that's pretty obvious, right? Um, we've been in it for 6 weeks now. Um, so how do we help ourselves acknowledge this or accept this if we haven't accepted it yet? It's very important to go to the right news sources, but it's also important that you limit your viewing or your reading or your watching or listening of those sources, because you can easily get overwhelmed. That's why it's so important to be very self-aware and know when to pull yourself away from what it is that you are watching. It's also important for you to talk about whatever feelings you may have with other people, with your friends, um, with your spouse, with the people that you live with. It's very important that you find an outlet to unburden yourself. Okay? If you're not the talking type, then I would suggest you can also write about it in a journal. The second need is for you to honor and respect all your feelings. Okay? All feelings are valid, and there are so many feelings right now. It's important for you to acknowledge them, to name them. If you are feeling sad, find out what your triggers are, find out why am I feeling sad, what is causing this sadness that I have today, and make sure that you have a venue for expressing those feelings in a healthy manner. The third point is, it's very important. One of the important tasks or needs of mourning is for us to ironically practice gratitude for the good in our life. Okay, I know sometimes it's hard to find the good. Sometimes it's hard to find something that inspires you during the day. So just try to call to mind, all the good that is in your life. Find out there is always something to be thankful for in each day. Okay? Kahit isa lang, there's always something that you can be thankful for. So write it down, send a thank you note to someone, send a text, send a message on Messenger or on Viber or on whatever app it is that you use. It's also good to, if you haven't yet, begin a gratitude journal, or have a gratitude jar. It's like just any little jar, and then in a small piece of paper, you can write what you're thankful for this day, and then put that little piece of paper into the jar. And at the end of 30 days, before you know it, your jar will be filled, and it's a good practice actually to keep throughout the year. No? And on days when you're feeling bad, you can just pick up one of those papers from the jar and read. Ideally, you should put a date, no, and put what you're thankful for, and just recall, that what you were thankful for on that day. Next, need number 4 is that we have to be kinder to ourselves during this period. Don't pressure yourself that, oh, I have to do this, I have to finish this, I'm not productive. It's a very trying time. So just, cut yourself some slack, and be kinder to yourself. It's also important for you to nurture the physical, the emotional, the cognitive, the social, and the spiritual. So how do you do that? It's important to get some exercise every day, even 15 or 20 minutes. If you can get some sun in the morning, that is essential. Vitamin D is good for immunity. It also impacts depression. Vitamin D levels in the body are very important. Emotionally, talk to someone, go on Zoom or on FaceTime or on whatever app. It's good to connect with a friend. Kahit video lang, even once a week. Read books, enroll in online courses, pray and meditate. Very, very important. Very important. You can begin your day and end your day. And some people I know sometimes now during this period when there's so much uncertainty, they do it morning, noon, and night. And it's proven to really help you through this time. Number 5 need of mourning is there's a search for meaning. Okay, what is the meaning of this entire quarantine period? It may come to you, it may not come to you, the meaning may come at the end of the period. When that period is, up to now, we still don't know. Or it may come after. Okay? Right now, we're like all in suspended animation. And sometimes that's what drives you crazy, right? So transitions are really sometimes, most of the time are not comfortable. But it is in the transition, where we transform ourselves, where we really change. Because you're not going to come out of this experience the same person. For sure, kahit konti, there will be a change within you, and hopefully you can carry that positive change into your life after this quarantine. So again, mindfulness, meditation, and prayer, and quiet time for yourself is very important in order for you to fulfill this need. Lastly, the last need is, just to reach out. Reach out, give support, and accept support. I know it's sometimes difficult to ask for help or to accept for help, but if you feel that, you need help during this period, reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, reach out to a counselor. Don't be shy, okay? And give help. There's so many ways that we can help during this period of time. So many people that we can help. Frontliners, daily wage earners. You can give of your time, of your talent, of your resources. And let's all just be extra kind to each other during this period. I think that's one of the most important things that we can do. When we are kind, and when we are extra generous to others, really, I believe that's when